We welcome you to Neyland Stadium.
You waited your whole life for this one day. Don't wanna run, don't wanna hide. Time to unleash the beast inside. Time to show them all that you were already found.
Dobbs all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Pure adrenaline. No one's ever been aware.
Antonio Callaway.
Gators in the ball. Time to kick the ball.
Wow, look at this.
It's the Gators and the Volunteers. The SEC on CBS.
Pure adrenaline.
We welcome all of you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. This afternoon from Knoxville, the undefeated Florida Gators against the equally undefeated Volunteers of Tennessee. This one has a decided big game feel to it because it's going to be for control of the SEC East, whomever wins this game. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. It seems we talk a lot about streaks early in the season. We've got a streak here. Florida has defeated Tennessee 11 in a row. Now, how does this Tennessee team avoid making it 12 in a row?
You know, Vern, when I started the preparation, I was looking at this matchup and decided, you know, what should I talk about? And I started to think, like, this really reminded me of something else.
Well, how does Tennessee go about breaking the streak?
You know, Vern, I think it has to be their quarterback, Joshua Dobbs. If there was one guy coming into this season that Tennessee thought and the SEC fans thought was going to have a breakout season, it was Dobbs. I mean, people thought he might be this year's Dak Prescott. Now he's played fine, but he hasn't been that difference maker that a lot of people thought. And I think in this game, he has to dominate that position. So I think in this game, Dobbs must be a difference maker.
What segment of this offense or defense do you think will be significant?
You know, Verna, I think both coaching staffs walked in that defensive line meeting room and said, you know, there's a lot of different ways we can win this game. But you guys, you front four on both sides can dominate the game. The more you look at this, the more it starts to look like 2015. What I think here, Vern, it's not about matchups. It's not about stars players. If Tennessee wants to get to the SEC championship, they have to go through Florida. Florida's not going to get out of the way. Tennessee has to knock them out of the way.
Well, I appreciate the fact that your homework was cut in half this week. Now, let's talk about Luke Del Rio. Started the first three games at quarterback for Florida, knocked out. We will see Austin Appleby.
Yes, the Purdue transfer. Luke has had a good start here, but for Tennessee, they have seen backup quarterbacks have success for them before. Austin Appleby will not be in awe in this football game. He started in big football games before. He's a senior graduate transfer. I do not think this scene will bother him at all.
And this scene is one of the greatest in all of college football. It's Neyland Stadium, 95 years old today. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Allstate, AT&T, Wheels Up, and by Outback Steakhouse. Florida's perfect on fourth downs. Antonio Callaway!
He's going to score! It's a touchdown! Oh, my!
How many times do you think he's made this kick in his backyard growing up?
The kick is up. It is going to be no good! Wide right! Wide right!
The streak is at 11. And moments ago, the Tennessee Volunteer team made its entrance through the block tee across the checkerboard end zone. They are at home with a 3-0 record. And let's go down to Alley LaForce with Tennessee coach Brooks Jones.
Coach, you're standing here with another opportunity to end this 11-year losing streak against Florida. Tell me, why will this year be the year, and what would it mean to this electric fan base?
Well, it's one thing. We just got to focus on one play at a time, not worry about the outcome. We got to focus on the process. That's doing everything that we can to win our individual one-on-one matchups.
Your defense is without two key starters. Jalen Reed-Maybin is not fully healthy. How do you overcome those injuries on the defensive side?
Well, that's football. That's next man in. We have a lot of confidence in the individuals that are performing for them.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Allie, thank you. Key defensive injuries for Tennessee. Reed-Maybin is active. We do expect him to play. Darren Kirkland and Cameron Sutton both out of this game. The weather, it's still muggy in September. That's on the field. In excess, well in excess of 100 degrees. 92 degrees, 34%, and the wind out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Florida won the toss. They have opted to receive. This is only the 46th all-time meeting, 26-19. And Florida, as you know, has won the last 11. They lead by 1 here in Knoxville. And Luke Del Rio made the trip. He will not play, but Jim McElwain wanted him as the starter for the first 3 games to be a presence on the sidelines. Fumbled in the end zone, take a knee and bring it out. LaMichael Pirine was in the end zone. There is a flag, 2 of them as a matter of fact, at the 37. That brings forth the burp from the cow. And the starting quarterback will be Austin Appleby, graduate transfer from Purdue, where he played 3 years. 28 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. I think you think he's not going to be.
No, I don't think so. You know, Vern, he won his first start at Purdue as well.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 8 on the kicking team. That is number 8's first of the half. 15-yard penalty, first down.
2 surprises here. First of all, Jim McElwain with a backup quarterback wins the toss and takes the football. Big message to his offensive team that he trusts them in this situation. And if you don't think Tennessee is geeked up, they get a personal foul on the kickoff.
That was on Justin Martin, who is a starter today at defensive back. Number 8. Appleby will open in the shotgun. They'll come left. And it's Mark Thompson on the first carry of the game. And the rest of the offense for the Florida Gators. 3-0, as we said. Sharp, Ivy, Dillard, Johnson. Antonio Callaway will make sure that he is on the field. He was bumped 2 games ago and did not play last week. 2nd down. And Callaway is on the field near side. Under center here on 2nd down. Appleby going deep, and he's got a man wide open. It's Callaway. Callaway out of bounds with a 1st and goal at the 4.
Well, the guy that got the personal foul just got beat for the touchdown. The matchup is right here. Remember, Cam Sutton is not playing. They go right at the guy. If you don't think McElwain had a plan, taking the kickoff and attacking the newest player on the field, it came out right there.
Antonio Callaway on the receiving end of the winning touchdown in Gainesville a year ago. And he's got 1 big pass play from Del Rio against Kentucky this season. 1st and goal. Quick toss into the end zone, and it is incomplete, intended for Callaway. Let's quickly set the Tennessee defense as Butch Jones hustles down. Vereen, Vickers, O'Brien, Barnett, Colton Jumper will get the start at middle linebacker. That's he's replacing an injured player, Justin Martin, replacing Cam Sutton at the corner, and he's had a presence in this game, a personal foul, and beaten for a huge gain. Second and goal. They'll test the middle. Mark Thompson. Well, if they can get out of this with a field goal attempt.
Yeah, you know, Vern, Butch Jones was very upset after first down. He ran all the way down the field to talk to the head linesman. I think he felt that Florida had 12 men in the huddle on the first play and should have been an illegal substitution, but it did not happen.
Third and goal from the 3.
I wonder if McElwain will think 4 downs here.
Fake the option. Appleby deep in the end zone. Man open. Touchdown. DeAndre Gouldsby, number 30.
You don't need 4 when you score in 3. This is a very familiar formation that Florida features, an unbalanced line to the right. They usually quick pitch it. This time, they self-scouted themselves. They said a lot of times, we pitch it, and Austin Appleby says, this SEC ain't so bad.
This is easier than the Big Ten.
Long game.
Yes, it is. Pinheiro with the extra point. The freshman place kicker.
Just how about the message by Jim McElwain to his football team? You lose your quarterback, you win the toss, you take the ball. We're going to win it with a new guy, whatever we have to do, and they drive down and score.
Watch the best games from the best conference every week on your phone or tablet. Plus, get instant scores, stats, and team alerts. Download the CBS Sports app today.
On the bench, you've got Appleby to the left, Luke Del Rio to the right. Let's take another look.
Vern, very clever here. Usually the outside man takes the flat, and the next man in goes to the post. But here, Gouldsby here goes deep, and then to the outside they crisscross. Watch the crisscross right here. It confuses Tennessee. A nice little mix-up, change-up on a play that everybody runs near the goal line. Instead of the outside guy going wide, they crisscrossed and confused Tennessee.
Gouldsby with a touchdown catch. That was a 75-yard drive in 5 plays. The key, Antonio Callaway with a 51-yard catch. Eddie Pinheiro will kick off, and Evan Berry is the deep man, number 29. Deep. Touchback. And so Tennessee will get it, trailing by 7. Let's see if we can determine the penalty on the opening kickoff.
It was Justin Martin. It happens right here. He gets knocked down. It goes just outside of our framing. And we happen to be watching it. He ends up throwing a punch after the play, clearly out of the play. Silly play. Back-to-back plays. Justin Martin feeling the pressure of having to cover up for Cam Sutton.
There's Dobbs, the quarterback, and that one is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And a little bit more about the penalty. Let's go down to Allie LaForce.
Vernon Gary Martin came over to the bench with his head hanging, teammates coming up to him, patting him on the back, saying, it's okay, you got to recover from this. And then Coach Jones came over, got in his face and said, you caused us 7 points. You caused us 7 points. I need you to get your head back in the game and get back out there and turn this around. So he's feeling the pressure.
And we have a flag on the first.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the guy who did all the talking this week, Quincy Wilson, for Florida, that's going to get a 15. Oh, did he get it or not?
After
he was the one involved.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 6.
Yes.
On the defense. That's number 6, shows the first of the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic, First down.
Listen to the reaction
Yes,
of the crowd.
they knew that he was the one that popped off about Gators winning. He guaranteed a win. Remember now, both of these players, if they get one more, they will be out of the game. Watch Wilson.
That didn't take long, did it? First down.
Vernon, field position has been improved by both teams having a personal foul.
Dobbs gives it off to Jalen Hurd. Now then, cue the cow. Chick-fil-A starting lineups. There's Josh Dobbs, senior. Outstanding student, outstanding player, great leader for this team. Jeff Collins, defensive coordinator at Florida, said he recruited him when he was at Mississippi State. He was in his home once a week for 2 months. Tyler Bird. Gary, I'm going to let you handle this one about Tyler Bird.
I've been following Tyler Bird for a while. He's out of Naples High School, right around where I live. Actually committed to Florida, then Miami, and then Tennessee. Going to be a star in this league.
And he gets the catch, Jalen Hurd. Let's do the remainder of the offensive 11. Kendrick, Robertson, Wiseman, Chance Hall. He's been injured. He missed the first 3 games. He was a freshman All-American a year ago, and there is an injured player. It's Jashawn Robertson, who is the only member of this offensive line to have started all 3 games this year. Time is called. 11:51 to go, first quarter. A bench for Tennessee, and take another look and see if we can determine what happened.
Yeah, I think he had Jordan Sharif, number 17, fall on him from the backside.
I mentioned he had started all 3 games. Let me be specific. He's the only one who started at the same position, all 3.
Kendrick is the only other one, and he's moved from right tackle to left tackle, and we're going to shuffle again. While you're talking, they shuffle again.
Denzel Bulware, number 50, is on the field. Second down and 5. Ball at the 45, 7-0. Florida leads. Dobbs rolls right. He had bunched receivers on the right side. That one in or out. 2 officials confer. I believe he had his foot down. Josh Malone, let's see.
Nope. They called him out, yes. Let's see. Catches it. I think his left foot was on the line when he caught the ball. Happened pretty quick. Good call. Toe was on the line.
And that brings up 3rd down.
And this is the part of the field where you could see this call by Mike DeBoer, thinking that he has 4 downs here. This is a part of the field where you could go for it on 4th down. So I think he's got 2 more chances here.
Again, 3 wide to the right, roll out, drills it. It's bobbled and dropped. Should have been caught at the 35. That was Ethan Wolf, the tight end, number 82. Now let's see, will he go for it?
Well, remember a year ago, McElwain was 5 for 5 on 4th down.
But they're going to bring on Trevor Daniel to punt.
Florida has kept their defense on the field except for the returner. The rest of the defense is playing defense safe.
Daniel, fair catch called. Drifting. Oh my, bobbled it. It's recovered by Tennessee. Antonio Callaway muffed it. What did we hear from the coaches yesterday? Special teams plays and big mistakes.
Well, Antonio Callaway had a brain lock on this one. Not only does he call a fair catch inside the 5-yard line, he then drops it. Jeez. And When you put the ball on the ground against Tennessee, there's nobody better in college football than collecting fumbles than Tennessee.
And it was recovered by Dylan Bates, number 17. That's the try in the middle. Dylan Bates, number 17, the son of Bill and Denise Bates. Bill, star at Tennessee a generation ago, and then a long-time star with the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, Florida has their best player back there making the decision on that punt. And not only did he muff it with mentally, he muffed it physically.
Second down. Toss in the corner. Tough. Incomplete. Third and go.
I think that was the second drop. That's Jason Kroom, number 18. Kind of a hybrid receiver tight end. They got exactly what they wanted, matched up with a safety and the second drop of the game. Joshua Dobbs is saying, you know, I led the team last year against them in receiving, rushing, and passing. Do I have to do it all this year again?
Yeah, he caught a 58-yard touchdown pass last year. They'll test the middle and not get there. Now then, Butch Jones. What are you going to do?
He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it.
Alex Anzalone got the tackle on the last one.
I'll tell you right now, you're going to get from Mike DeBoer, offensive coordinator, their best two-point play right here. The one they've been saving that they wanted. This is going to be his best call he has. Dobbs has to go on the run here, doesn't he? Run-pass option.
I would sure think so. He fires it instead, and it's knocked away. Marcus May, number 20.
My goodness. What a goal line stand by the Gators. Marcus May, he's on the inside. Watch him get through traffic and make the play. Fights through traffic and then closes on the ball. He anticipated the throw. It was a half pick, but Marcus May fought through it and made the play.
Gators get it back. They're only 99 yards away. Doubleheader for you, the NFL on CBS tomorrow. League game early. Denver at Cincinnati, Oakland at Tennessee. Jack Del Rio was hoping to come over here and watch his son play today, and his son is injured. It all begins with JB and the quartet, the NFL today, 12 noon Eastern, presented by Southwest Airlines. Well, my goodness. Callaway, bonehead play, for a fair catch inside the 5 and fumbling, and then a curious set of offensive plays. One drop pass in the end zone and 2 other passes. Nothing. That's a 2-yard gain. Jordan Scarlett, Florida rather, will use at least a trio of running backs. There's Del Rio. Said his dad was going to get to watch him play 3 times this year. Once later in the season, this weekend, and then the opening game. But I would think that Jack is otherwise occupied now that Luke is hurt. Right side. Spins close for the first down. Jordan Scarlett.
Last year, Florida rushed the ball only 28 times in the football game, just over 100 yards rushing the ball. It has been the storyline in this game. Whoever rushed the ball the most was the winner. Last year was the outlier because Tennessee ran the ball, and they still found a way to lose the ball game at the end.
And it was a long catch and run for a touchdown by Antonio Callaway, and then Medley, the place kicker, missed a 55-yarder at the gun. Now Jim McElwain hustling down.
They're going to have to take a timeout here to save this play.
Yeah, and they do.
Florida substituted a couple times, changing their mind about what to play. Florida. They're complaining about the play clock, but I think the play clock was perfect. That was Florida coaching staff making the bust.
7-0. Time call. Overhead view of Neyland Stadium, as we mentioned, 95 years old. On this exact date, they defeated Emory and Henry 27-0. I don't know where the 39 years comes from. But there have been a few. 17 in the SEC, 32 at, I wonder, maybe I'm the Jack Benny age.
Yeah,
that
just stick right there.
Yeah.
Well, Florida's play calling on the first drive was very aggressive. Now they've got it off the goal line. You have to believe that the coaching staff does not feel that Austin Appleby is going to faint out here.
Right.
So let's see if they get a little more aggressive.
Appleby from North Canton, Ohio. Oh, nice little move at the line of scrimmage. That's Jordan Scarlett. And he still works his way out across the 20.
Jeez.
Near the 23.
You know, you got to be careful. I do especially about talking about aggressive play calling, because right now Florida has been told all week, and we heard it from Coach McElwain on the phone, is they kicked our butt last year.
Yep.
At the line of scrimmage, and I'm sure he's challenged his team to say, let's see if we can control the line of scrimmage, and so far they have.
First down 10, Gators. Callaway and Powell both on the near side. That's Brandon Powell in the slot. This time nothing doing on the ground, maybe a yard or two. Jordan Scarlett again. It's going to be, well, we'll have four running backs. LaMichael Pirine, a freshman, excelled against Kentucky a couple of weeks ago. Jordan Concrite will see action. Mark Thompson started the game. Second down. Here's Callaway, bottom of the screen. 51-yard catch to set up the first touchdown of the ball game. Appleby rolls it. Chased. Gets a blindside block. Boy, that was legal. That was DeAndre Gouldsby, and he laid out a Tennessee defender, LaTroy Lewis.
I don't know if I could stress enough to young quarterbacks who are watching this game, or any quarterback really, if you want to earn good play calls on early downs from your coach, when things aren't there, get them out of the play without, too much damage. Just take the 4 or 5 yards, make it third and short, and that's what the graduate transfer has done, Appleby here.
Jordan Concrite is in now. Third down 2. Dropped. Ciante Lewis, number 80.
Been a little ugly start of this football game, hasn't it, Vern?
Yeah.
Penalties on both teams. Almost a busted coverage. A bonehead play on a fair catch. First and goal from the 1-yard line. Tennessee has dropped 2 passes, and now Florida has dropped a pass. It is a really, really just sloppy start of this football game.
Sloppy is nice. Sloppy is kind. Johnny Townsend, who has a 50-plus yards per punt average, is back to punt now. Alvin Kamara is the deep man.
Yeah, they're going to get. They got so cute with their formation there. They went right through the 40-second clock.
Offense, number 19, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
They looked pretty, though, the way they were lined up back there, and they all shifted up.
And I'm old and cranky, so I can get away with this. I prefer the white uniforms with the numbers you can read.
Yeah.
I thought Tennessee's colors were orange and white. I was mistaken. No fair catch. Missed tackle. Kamara hauled down at the 29, perhaps the 30.
Well, it started out, first and goal after the muff. They run the ball, and it is stuffed inside. The next time, they have a touchdown. Drop ball. And then Alex Anzalone, number 34, blows up the next play with plenty of help. And then Marcus May cuts off the last throw. A great goal line stand by Florida.
And a first down, Tennessee now, with just under 7 to go in the opening quarter. Alvin Kamara goes in motion wide left. They test the right guard spot. Jalen Hurd. Let's set the Florida defense. It's you can go into superlatives about this defense. They are outstanding. Caleb Brantley, one of the anchors up front. Anzalone and Jared Davis, two outstanding linebackers. And in the secondary, you've already seen a good play by Marcus May. He might be the best tackling safety in the SEC. And there's a run around the right side. Alvin Kamara. Good news for Tennessee. Jashawn Robertson is back in the lineup. Right side to the 40. Jalen Hurd.
Jalen Hurd has really gotten off to a slow start this year. And I think you can attribute most of that to the difficulties on the offensive line. I think if they, especially with Chance Hall in there now, they should be a more physical offensive line.
Chance Hall at right tackle, number 76. He's starting for the first time this year. Watch out. Dobbs, as we said, watch out. Ball loose.
Called down.
Yeah, it was. That was Jordan Sherritt who applied the initial pressure.
Well, Jordan Sherritt comes off the top right there to the outside, slaps the hands down, pressure inside, and actually he's the beneficiary. And one of the things that Jeff Collins told us, the defensive coordinator for Florida, he says, we want to collect sacks. We don't need knockouts. We want to collect them. Go in there and grab them.
Quarterback draw for Dobbs. He did lead this team in rushing, passing, and receiving a year ago, despite the 1-point loss.
And all game, it's one of the challenges for this Florida team is wrapping up Dobbs. One of the themes of last year's game, according to Florida, was that we did not wrap up tackles. The word out of the Florida staff was they had over 200 yards in rushing after a missed tackle. Now, I think Tennessee says, we made you miss those tackles.
Third down, 11. See what Florida's got in mind defensively. Dobbs in trouble. Still in trouble, and it's incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Jared Davis was applying the pressure that time.
Yeah, and Jared Davis's job right here was to clean up when Josh Dobbs gets out of the pocket. Watch Davis right in the middle. I'm going to circle wide because he's going to climb in there. He goes into the center. Now watch him stand there right in the middle of the screen right there. And he closes in. And coverage down there was good in the secondary, but Davis took it from the linebacker spot and attacked the quarterback when he came out.
There's Trevor Daniel. This not his best punt. And Callaway this time says, I'm going to. Yes, it will. Good. How about that? Line drive. Got a little backspin and comes to a stop inside the 10. Let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio for an Advocare update.
All right, Vern, and Dan Mullen not enjoying this return to his New England roots so far. Marquise Young from UMass around the left side, and he's faster than all the Bulldogs. 82 yards for the touchdown. The Minutemen on top of Mississippi State right now, 7-3. Vern, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you. 7-0 here. And Florida starts from its own 8-yard line. Jordan Conkrite is the deep back who gets the handoff. Cuts left at the line of scrimmage and works it out near the 13. Todd Kelly Jr., number 24, makes the stop.
Trying to peek out, and we have to kind of admit the numbers are tough to see. Nobody cares, but
no.
I do not see Jalen Reeves-Maybin on the field right now.
Play fake, Appleby under pressure. He is being chased by two men. He is hit and hauled down as he lets it go. And it was a legal tackle.
And pretty darn good coverage that time for the Tennessee secondary. You know, with Reeves-Maben out right now, and Derek Kirkland, and of course Cam Sutton, that means 3 out of the top 4 defenders for Tennessee, because I think Derek Barnett is out in the top 4, are out of the game for this Tennessee defense.
3rd and 5. 7-0. Florida leads, and they got that lead on the opening possession of the game.
They're going slow again. They're going to be in trouble. They're going to have to burn another timeout.
Yes, they do. That's 2.
Second charge timeout, Florida.
.340 to go. Opening quarter of play. Florida now with 1 timeout left. Get the CBS Sports app for inside access to Florida, Tennessee, or your favorite team. From signing day to game day, you'll get instant coverage of every moment from every angle. Download the CBS Sports app today.
Maben still not in the game.
3rd and 5. Appleby.
Missed
too much.
Man, missed him.
DeAndre Goolsby was open. And that brings up 4th and 5. Alvin Kamara back to return the punt of Johnny Townsend. Ryan Farr will snap it back. Second punt.
And another penalty on Florida. They moved on the outside. I think it was Nick Washington, number 8 that time.
Before the snap, false start. Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Got him.
It is loud here. It is Florida's first road game of the season. You know, part of the miscommunication with Appleby you could understand, but 2 penalties on the punt team you can't.
4th and 10. And it gets louder. Short punt. Bounces at the 50 and comes back. That one favored Tennessee. Another look at that penalty.
Yeah, there's the bottom of the screen. I think it was right here that it's going to happen. Just a little flinch. That's all you need. And watch the defender point to him, and that gets the penalty. And it's number 2 in the special teams. That's 3 special team breakdowns so far for Florida.
That was a 38-yard punt, and it results on a first down at the 46-yard line.
Remember how aggressive Mike DeBoer in Tennessee was last year with the trick plays? Let's see if they can dial up something to kind of go after this Florida defense.
Good blitz pickup. And there's the catch, and it's dropped. Wow, Ethan Wolf, that's his 2nd of the game. You cannot get more wide open than that.
It was not a very accurate throw. It could have been caught, but you depend on your quarterback to put that ball on your tight end. That is a big play. If he catches that in stride, he gains another 10, 12 yards. It was not a good throw.
That goes between left guard and left center. It's Jalen Hurd. Joshua Dobbs off to a very slow start now. Has missed his last 6. He's 1 of 7. And has had 3 drops, 2 by Wolf.
As a former quarterback, I don't think drops should count in your completions percentages.
Somehow I knew that was going to be said. You know.
Can't throw them and catch them.
That one Incomplete.
Yeah, I tell you, this Florida defensive secondary is very aggressive. That was Duke Dawson that time, who actually started the first game of the season at corner. He's their nickel back. They play a lot of man-to-man coverage. They challenge the short routes. You have to throw the ball deep on Florida. They clamp, they jump on those short routes, and they're very aggressive.
And so, Trevor Daniel on the punt again. Callaway drifts over, fair catch called, and taken at the 6. TV's #1 comedy is bigger than ever. And this week's show has something so top secret, all we can say is, well, it's big. Catch a new Big Bang Theory Monday at 8, 7 Central, only CBS. And let's go down to Allie.
Vern, it's not looking good for Reeves Maven. He's been talking with the athletic training staff for up to 10 minutes now. The look on his face is pure disappointment. When his teammates come to ask him how he's doing, he just shakes his head no, and they've been patting him on the back. He is fighting emotions back right now.
Florida's got it with a 7-point lead. Tries to get outside and does as his Scarlett cuts back and is tackled with a first down at the 19-yard line.
Vern, a big storyline in this game so far is after the first initial penalty of the game on the kickoff, when Florida started with the 40 and they were very aggressive. Their last 3 drives have started on the 1-yard line, the 8-yard line, and the 7-yard line. It's a lot of different offense that you want on the 40 than backed up inside the 10.
Well, they did pick up a first down on this first down effort. Appleby is trying to get the attention of his wide receiver near side. Stunts defensively. Appleby lets it go. And his receiver slipped. It looked like Callaway.
Well, Vern, Austin Appleby came in here as a graduate transfer. He was a 5-year player at Purdue, but he actually went to spring football in high school. So counting the spring football practice at Florida, he has been through 6 years of spring football. He has a lot of experience in college football.
Played on the varsity for 3 years, as we have mentioned, at Purdue, Gary's alma mater. And this time he'll keep it. Well, how would you have ever imagined that there are 2 former Purdue quarterbacks starting in the SEC?
No.
And who is this? I recognize that running style. Quick as a cat, I've always thought.
By the way, the guy that catches this pass, my teammate for all 4 years, Darryl Stingley on the receiving end of that pass right there.
Gary with a brilliant start, and then they change you to a wishbone quarterback.
Yeah, but I learned how to complain about things. Now, carried it on now.
3rd down and 8. Screen pass. That's Cronkrite, and that's a good, effective play out to the 36-yard line.
You almost have to kind of half smile. Jim McElwain and Doug Nussmeier, you know, their coaching tree led them through Alabama. Nussmeier went to Michigan. If you look for an MO from both of these guys when they're at Alabama, when they're in trouble, watch out for the screen pass. And that's exactly what they dialed up right there.
And a first down 10 on a 15-yard gain. Four-man rush. Appleby with all day down the right sideline. And he's got is the catch complete?
Well, he caught
Callaway, yes. Justin Martin defeated again. There's Callaway down.
Callaway has been struggling with a quadricep, but it sure isn't hurting him getting deep against Tennessee. Watch him track this one down, catches it. Let's see if his foot is in. His left foot was in. Did he have control of the ball when his left foot was in? Catches it. Right foot I was wrong. Yes, it was his left foot. He got it in, and that's going to be a completed pass.
Yep. That's a 43-yard gain, but Callaway is still down. Time has been called. 43-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 when we come back. Well, that was ruled a completed catch, 43 yards. And even better news for Florida, Callaway's up.
Watch this great route by Callaway. Hesitation, and Justin Martin right now is going, Cam Sutton, it's a little harder to play in this league than I thought. He's been burnt twice.
Martin replacing the injured Cam Sutton. On 1st down, Appleby swing pass out the right side.
Oh, well defended.
Jordan Cronkrite.
You always give it a nice pause there.
Well, I do.
Are you trying to stay away from Walter?
Yes. Yes, because the temptation is so obvious.
You always give it a Jordan Cronkrite.
Well, I want to make sure I get it properly pronounced.
I'm thinking like any time that's going to be.
That is the end of the first quarter. With our I got called out, folks. 7-0 Florida. We'll return to Knoxville after this message and a word from your local station. We welcome all of you back to Neyland Stadium. They've got this checkerboard thing down, don't they? Orange and white throughout the 102,000 who we expect are here. And it's 2nd down and 9 as we begin quarter number 2. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Ali LaForce. Handoff goes to LaMichael Pirine, and that's going to set up a 3rd down. 7-0. Touchdown came in the opening sequence of plays, the highlight of which was a 51-yard pass to Antonio Callaway, and then a 3-yard touchdown pass to DeAndre Goolsby.
Mind if I give a little love to Justin Martin because he made a pretty good tackle there, number 8 for Tennessee. You know,
well, he needs it.
I know.
Yeah.
Give a little love. Nice tackle there.
3rd down 4, 7-zip. Appleby goes back to the left side, screen pass, watch out. This one was easy.
Boy,
Jordan Cronkrite.
There you go. Doug Nussmeier is pitching a perfect game. The offensive coordinator for Florida has really been on his game today, and Butch Jones's team has been off balance. The total yards in this game, Florida already, over 175 yards. It just seems that Nussmeier is able to do it. Anything he calls seems to be the right play, and Austin Appleby and his football team out there is executing it one right after another. There you go with Doug Nussmeier.
That was C.J. Wharton with the block at the goal line that made sure the touchdown would be achieved. Eddie Pinheiro with the extra point. Florida. Appleby has been superb thus far. Cronkrite with the touchdown. And now it's time to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success.
Vern, when you're calling plays and you got them sometimes, you can start featuring plays that are a little bit different because you trust your players on the field. And that right now, Appleby has the trust on this play right here. And he goes out, he's got him, and then watch this wall behind him. You got David Sharp and Martez Ivy. That's a walk-in. Right now, the A game is being delivered by Doug Nussmeier. His tools, whatever he's grabbing, he is on top of his game. The former Alabama offensive coordinator, Michigan offensive coordinator, and he came to Florida. Today he's pitching a perfect game.
And as a result, the Gators are up 14-zip.
And I think the initial message by Jim McElwain to say, we trust you, Austin Appleby, taking the ball, going away from his strong defense was a great message.
And here is the kickoff for Eddie Pinheiro. Evan Berry will let this one bounce, and it'll come out to the 20, Monday 25. Colbert goes live after the presidential debate. Don't miss a special live late show with Stephen Colbert Monday, and Tuesday, Stephen's All New with Sean Penn, only CBS.
I think they're going to ask us to break down the debate, too. Are you ready for that?
I'm going to wave myself out of the picture, and I'm going to let you take the pulpit and preach.
No, I'm going to watch a football game.
Okay. Oh. First down. Tennessee not getting much done offensively thus far. Dobbs is 1 of 8. He'll throw it here, perhaps, or he'll run it. And that at least is something positive now for Tennessee. They just haven't been able to solve anything coming their way.
No, I mean, alas, a lot is asked of Joshua Dobbs. This time on a passing play, he scrambles out, but you know, as a football team, you're not thrilled with broken plays. They can't make the first part of the play.
They'll test the middle in this. Are they asking perhaps too much of Joshua Dobbs?
It's a good question. I think that's what they are. You know, we told that story before. You know, you are what you are. I don't see why they can't use Kamara and Hurd a little bit more. But listen, you got to have help. The receiver's got to catch the ball. There's been 2 or 3 times with Dobbs. It hasn't been perfect throws. You're an SEC receiver. You're getting recruited to come to this level to play. You're supposed to handle a poorly thrown ball.
Third down 2. 14-0. Tennessee trails. And a timeout is going to be called by the Volunteers. The head football coach,
First charge timeout.
was
Tennessee.
out on the field, and he leaves the field to play in a state of anger. Butch Jones, CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot SEC continues after this message and a word from your local station. All right, Adam, third down and 2 here. 14-0. Just under 13 minutes to go, first half. Dobbs gets away. It's Alvin Kamara.
I'll tell you, if you want to watch a good football player, watch Alvin Kamara. He's faster than you think. He picks up linebackers blocking. He's a good receiver. He threw a jump pass last year's game. Really a solid, good football player. I predict he's going to have a nice career in the NFL.
He'll be pleased to hear that. First down. Dobbs steps up, fires it, got a man open, and he drops it again.
Holy cow.
Wow. This is Josh Malone.
Plenty of protection this time. Remember, Florida leads the country in sacks. Plenty of protection. Cleanly beats Quincy Wilson, and that's drop number 4. And if you don't think this streak means something to Tennessee and you don't think they're tight, I submit this first quarter and this first part of this game. This is a tight football team.
Dobbs still has it and gets his way to the 49. Well, the streak began in 2005. Points per game has been Tennessee in every category, including turnovers. The last 2 have given hope to the Volunteers. They lost 10-9 2 years ago here and 28-27 there.
I chuckle because you say it gave them hope, but it also gave them despair.
True.
They were ahead 9-0 and 13 points, and they lose both games.
Well, this is a place where you'll hear some country western songs. And that is one. Here's Dobbs.
Big story there, not being able to sack Dobbs.
And he got loose for a first down.
That was a story. One of the strengths of Josh Dobbs is he's so hard to tackle in the pocket. Clean run at him that time from inside out. Could not make the play. Brian Cox could not get the tackle. It's hard to bring him down with one arm. We visited with him, right, Bert? He's bigger and stronger than you think.
Well, he's not a small lad.
No.
6'3", 210. And that 6'3", 210 includes strength. Here's a reverse.
He's a quarterback.
Quarterback, throwback, and the receiver stumbles.
Smartly defended, though, I'll tell you that.
Jawan Jennings is a high school quarterback. He completed a pass in this game to Joshua Dobbs last year.
I think it was Duke Dawson, number 7, that defended it. Now was it interference? He got his hand on him, and I think the ball was in the air. I'm actually agreeing with 102,000 people right here, right now, because I think that was interference.
No flag. Second down. Quick screen out to the right, and that's completed out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Let's do some positive talk about Tennessee.
All righty.
Remember a year ago when they started fast and they finished slow in 2015, particularly the Oklahoma game and the Florida game. This year, their MO has been to start slow and finish fast. Just witnessed the Virginia Tech game when they were down 14-0 early in that game and win.
And they had to go into overtime in their first game to beat Appalachian State. They did defeat Ohio in their last time out. 3-0 coming into this game. Here's Dobbs. This time it is caught.
No, he ripped out.
Oh, he did. It's ripped out, incomplete.
Interesting decision again for Butch Jones. 3rd and about 4 or 5. Hard to punt here. It's just hard. Again, on the crossing routes, there's nobody more aggressive in college football than Florida. They have tremendous respect, a tremendous amount of confidence in their corners, and they run and they clamp early. Not surprised that Tennessee's going to go for it here.
4th down, 5.
What will Jeff Collins dial up? Will he come after Dobbs and attack him?
Dobbs anxiously urges a teammate to get him in proper position. He's got time. He's got a man open. It is caught at the 16-yard line. Jawan Jennings.
Lined up in the slot, and I think he beat Jalen Tabor. That's a tough matchup. Tough matchup right there. One-on-one coming to the outside. He beat maybe the best cover man.
And they go quickly, and this one is caught at the 5. And the ball ruled down at the 4. It's Josh Malone. Malone, if you're keeping score, has caught a touchdown pass in each of the first 3 games. And let's see what happens here.
I thought Alex Anzalone had a chance to get that one. Another throw. It's a little bit across his body by Josh Dobbs, but he turned out and it worked well. You only need one positive play to get the feeling going.
First down goal. 14-0, Florida leads. Oh boy. Caleb Brantley. Well, the Verizon Red Zone Tennessee offensive statistics. 9 touchdowns in 12 trips, 75%. They've done well.
Does that include the one down here that we just had? Because I'm just going to kind of wink here. What does this mean? Depends who you play, right?
Yeah, it does. 2nd and goal.
Last time they did not run Dobbs. Will they run him here?
Into the flat, one hopper. Intended for Josh Smith. Dobbs is 5 for 15 for 64 yards.
On the 4th down play, Florida did somewhat blitz. They kind of mush rushed a little bit because Jared Davis occupied a center, but he really didn't. He was looking for the scramble. He did not come all the way. Let's see what they do this time. Davis right in the middle. Let's see what he does.
See, Florida's not allowed a touchdown pass yet. Here's Dobbs. Deep. Intercepted. Quincy Wilson of all villains for the Tennessee fans.
Quincy Wilson, the duck that just couldn't pull the truck right there.
Excuse me, right now. Oh, just a lot of verbiage coming out of the Gator camp this week. and most of it emanating on social media from Quincy Wilson.
Yeah, he beat the Tennessee receiver to the spot that time, and that was a tough decision for Josh Dobbs. That player was covered as much as you could. Another great stop by this Florida defense.
Quincy Wilson on the Florida bench, given credit for the interception deep in the end zone.
It still is being reviewed here. Let's take a see if we can get a help for Mr. Bible, the replay official. I think his elbow comes down. I do not see the football coming. Might have been. I mean, it's all in the eye of the replay official. It's either going to be Florida's ball or Tennessee's going to get a chance for a field goal. It looks like they decided that he had a catch.
Yep, back to play. Offense, Florida. Here's Appleby, play action. Fires it, got it. I'll tell you, Austin Appleby has looked really good today.
Remember, this was not a landslide decision that Luke Del Rio. Let's go back one more time on the interception, because Butch Jones was really giving it to Josh Dobbs here. Looking downfield, was there anyone else open on the play? Good coverage. I don't really see anybody. I think what Butch was telling Josh is, hey, if it's not there, run. Do not turn the ball over. We needed a field goal. At least that's what I used to hear.
Brandon Powell on the reverse out of the slot position.
I used to hear this, Vern. See if you can help me out on this. The coach would come over and he'd go, that was the worst time for an interception. And I go, well, you tell me a good one. We only throw when we're behind. I mean,
Gary, he's self-deprecating about this. Gary was a widely recruited quarterback, and then you went to Purdue and they changed to a wishbone offense after your first year. Yeah.
Long time ago. Nobody wants to hear about that, especially in this conference. I'll tell you that.
Well, good point. Second down. Left side, Mark Thompson. And I think it is time to cue up the Aflac Duck. And here is the Aflac trivia question. Which Gator said, have you ever seen a duck pull a truck? Ducks don't pull trucks. Nobody has ever seen a duck pull a truck. Somebody said that, and they haven't explained it yet.
I don't know. It sounds like Macklin. I'm just telling you. No, Jim, it sounds like Jim.
Could have been Dr. Seuss. First down. Mark Thompson around the left side. Well, Reeves may have been battling injuries coming into the game, and earlier.
Yeah, he was favoring his arm on that tackle. Watch this one. He's barely using his right arm on the play. And after those two plays, he took himself out. You know, that we don't get much on what the injuries are anymore. We did hear he had a bad shoulder injury. Jalen would not admit to anything when we talked to him, but he totally was favoring that arm on those two plays.
Cortez McDowell is on for him. It's second down and 4. Appleby goes deep, and he's got a man again. It is...
He got it.
He got it. Tyree Cleveland, the wide receiver. 37 yards.
Excuse me, Vern. Tyree Cleveland is the guy Florida has been hoping for a while. He's been injured. He's a big, tall receiver, and you talk to the people in the Florida program, they couldn't wait to get this guy on the field, and you can see why. Another great throw by Appleby, huh? Right now, Austin Appleby's going, geez, it's easier here at Florida with these guys than the guys I had.
True. And here goes Thompson down to the 1.
Well, last year we had the great play by Jake Coker, and there's a little bit of a comparison, I would think, with both being grad transfers, Appleby and Jake Coker in their size. Mm-hmm. Both big, tough, strong guys.
Well, who suggested yesterday that Appleby would be a great tight end?
Yes. I think it was defensive coordinator Bob. Here's that formation again that they quick snap and throw the toss.
There we are.
Tennessee was ready for it.
Yes, they were. That's Thompson again.
Remember, this is the formation to the right that Florida threw the pass off of. Now they quick snap it, overload left, on balance, 2 wingbacks, quick snap, and Tennessee defends it. Turns it in and makes the stop. It's a kind of big play here for this Tennessee defense, don't you think?
That's why you're paid the big bucks. Observations like that. Huge. 3rd and goal from the 1. Jordan Scarlett, and there was a late man on the field for Tennessee, a defender. So they played essentially with 10 men on that play, and Scarlett carried the ball.
Or it was the 12th guy that ran out there, one of the two. Did they call it a touchdown?
Let's see.
Watch the late push to see if they call it.
Substitution on the defense. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
There you are. Well, the late guy on the field, I hate to bring it up, was Justin Martin, number 8. And Jordan Scarlett gets the touchdown.
Yeah, it's going to happen right over here. Watch him come into my circle right there.
So Piñeiro's on for the extra point.
I don't know what the penalty was. If it wasn't 12 men, I'm not exactly sure. It could be he didn't get inside the numbers, or he has to enter the huddle. I'm at a little bit of a loss, and I have to admit that I don't know the exact rule. All we heard was late substitution,
yes,
correct?
Illegal substitution. I thought I heard him say illegal. There's Martin.
I didn't know if he scored on the play. Again, it was called touchdown.
And the play is under review.
Right. Now, was it called a touchdown on the field? The answer is yes. It's not 5. That's Fullwood.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can go 25. Let's see where 25 goes. His knees aren't down. Oh, that's a touchdown. That's going to stand. And that's going to stand.
Well, I was so busy watching Justin Martin by himself. He looked like the lonesome end from the 50s. He was out.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
It's Matt Leffler, our referee today.
You know, Vern, I thought, and listen, we still got a lot of time. We've seen 21-point teams behind before. Okay, it was Alabama just a week ago.
Yep.
I thought if Tennessee won this game, they would tear down the goalposts. And if they lost, they might tear up the phone lines on Monday. The radio shows will be hot here, don't you think?
My goodness.
Yes.
Including Jerry Glanville's. The old NFL ball coach lives here in Knoxville. Made a visit to us before the game started. Adam, thank you. It's 21-0 here, Gary.
Well, Vern, Tennessee in this football game has had 7 plays inside the 10-yard line for Florida. 4 downs and out the first time, and an interception the second time. And the same play, it's going to be a stutter. Remember, Antonio Callaway did it before, and he matched up against Justin Martin. Well, this time Tyree Cleveland is going to do the same thing. They've definitely circled Justin Martin to attack, and then on short yardage, they go inside and smash it in with Scarlett. Again, I have to say, great execution by Appleby, but maybe better play calling by Doug Nussmeier.
So the Gators will kick off, leading 21-0. Through the end zone. And with 5:12 to go in the first half, let's reintroduce you to the Aflac Duck. And the answer to the trivia question, the question being, which Gator said, Have you ever seen a duck pull a truck? Ducks don't pull trucks. Nobody has ever seen a duck pull a truck. And the answer is...
Nobody has ever seen a duck pull a truck. The Florida Gators are going to win. Simple as that.
So are you guaranteeing a victory? Is that...
Yeah, we're going to go out there and play Gator football and win.
And in the locker room, assuming a win, Quincy's going to explain what the duck pulling a truck had to do with this game.
Doesn't matter if you intercept a pass and you're leading 21-0. It'll be like,
yep.
You know, it doesn't matter. Listen, this is a ball game right here. I think for Tennessee, 5 minutes left in the half, just under 5 minutes. Remember, they get the ball to start the second half. They need a drive and points.
Dobbs, that one's caught. That's Tyler Bird.
Yeah, look at that. He's going to be a great player, Bird.
True freshman. Now, you mentioned that he started out at Naples High.
Yep. Committed to Florida. The reason he didn't go to Florida is Will Muschamp got fired.
Okay.
So he decommitted, went to Miami. Miami changes coaches. Larry Scott, the coach who coached him at Miami, moves to Tennessee, and he brings along Tyler Bird.
And there's a spin by Dobbs up the middle.
Here we go. This is how you can get a drive together. Here, the miscues. Drop passes early. I think this put Tennessee into a funk. Early in the game, the drop passes, they started to say, are we going to find another way to lose this game? They started to feel sorry for themselves, and they haven't snapped out of it.
Well, there was a late flag after the tackle had been made.
After the play was over, personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 40. That's a 15-yard penalty. Results in automatic first down.
That's on Jared Davis, and that's helpful if you're a Tennessee fan.
Yeah, I think it's right over here. Yeah, he kind of tried to throw away the defender, the offensive lineman that time, and grabbed the face mask by mistake. That's 15 yards.
And a first down at the 29. Dobbs. That's complete. Josh Malone, who was in motion out of the backfield. Well, Tennessee was down here a while ago, and Quincy Wilson intercepted Josh Dobbs deep in the end zone to thwart that drive. 3:50 to go.
No reason to pin. Put one up on the board. Get the ball in the second half.
Up the middle she goes. Jalen Hurd. And they'll go fast offense here.
They won't be able to because a Florida player went down with an injury.
Back at the 25.
I think it's Caleb Brantley, number 57.
I think you're right.
Cramping up. Hurd finally sees some daylight to bust into and gets into the second level.
Hurd with 11 carries for 27 yards. Brantley is the injured Gator. Back at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, coming up the Geico halftime report. Back to New York with Adam Zucker, Rick Neuheisel, and Bryant Jones. Among the shockers, I think, today, Ole Miss dominating Georgia in a very convincing win and a bounce back after their defeat last week. Here's Dobbs, design quarterback run, and he's down to the 10. A little post-whistle aggressiveness.
I could be wrong, but is that not the first designed run for Josh Dobbs in the game? He's run a few times out of the pocket, but I think that may be the first time it's been called as a designed run for him in this game.
I think you're right. He's run it 8 times, but that one run all the way.
Under center, how about this?
Yeah.
What do they got cooking here? This has to be a little different. Usually a fade pass when you go under center. Throw it to the sideline.
Okay. Play action.
There it is.
There you are. Overthrows him by a good 15 feet. Jawan Jennings was in the neighborhood. Kind of.
See, when you go play action pass against the Florida defensive backs on the outside. You can throw inside, but on the outside, they never see it. They're playing bump and run. They're looking at their receiver. They didn't see any play-action pass. You almost can just drop. If you're not going to throw down the middle against the safeties and the linebackers, you're wasting the play-action pass.
Well, third trip inside the red zone. They've come up empty so far, and right now they're looking at a 3rd and 6. Dobbs wide open, and another drop. That's Alvin Kamara. He might have scored.
They got to go field goal here. They need points. Yeah, this is a team, if you ask me, that is a team that has lost 11 straight. It's just, whether you don't talk about it, you do talk about it, you want to win so bad, you just can't make the simplest plays. Kamara makes that catch in his sleep.
This will bring on Aaron Medley, who's 3 of 5 this year. Kicked 21 successful a year ago, 20 the year before that. 28-yarder. And they're on the board at long last.
And Butch Jones has to be positive. He can't look at his team and be negative right now. They need help, and he's doing the right thing.
Tonight at 8 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, the most electrifying player in college football hits prime time as Lamar Jackson leads number 3 Louisville on the road against Marshall on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports tonight.
We saw him first, right, Vern?
We did,
Lamar
yes.
Jackson threw the first pass of Louisville's 2015 season, and it was
intercepted. They lined him up at wide receiver. But I'll tell you what, Bobby Petrino told us in our meeting before that first game, we have a young man who's going to be a quarterback. He's pretty special. That's proven true. Take a knee. And the comparison between the two, Appleby 9 of 14. And on the sidelines, Luke Del Rio, Jim McElwain said yes, he's making the trip. Yes, he's going to suit up. Yes, he's got an injury and he can't play, but we want him as a calming presence on the sidelines. Luke won the starting job in a very close competition with Austin Appleby this summer. First down 10. Tennessee has 2 timeouts left. That one is flipped out, and it's Callaway. He's special.
And I was thinking here before the first down play, what will Florida do? Will they just try to burn the timeouts and take it easy and get into halftime? You know what you do? Give it to your best player. Get a block to the outside. David Sharp gets a block, and Callaway, who's playing probably at 80% with that quad, gets it into a position now where Florida's going, hey, let's try to put another one up. Stepped out a little earlier than we thought.
Yes, they have remarked the ball back at the 45. Callaway now 4 catches in the ball game.
And why not go after Tennessee with their 3 of their 4 best defenders out of the game? Do you not stress them?
They will keep it on the ground here with Jordan Cronkrite. Callaway on the bench. Reed's Maben on the bench, number 21.
Brandon Powell has been very quiet in this game, number 4. I think he's right here in the slot.
Yep. And they threw this one away. Flagged on the far
Before
side.
the snap, false start. Offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's Jawan Taylor, the freshman right tackle.
Yes, and really one of the big changes in this Florida team has been the emergence of Jawan Taylor, number 65. They've allowed now Fred Johnson, last year's true freshman, to move into the guard position, and they feel they're much stronger with Taylor and Johnson. And this is not that by need they have to play Taylor. This guy earned his way out there.
Second down, 11. This is Appleby on the design quarterback run. And let's get an update from Allie LaForce.
Vern Callaway, we saw him limp off. He did make it to the athletic trainer's table. All they did was simply re-tape his right foot and right ankle, and he hops back up and seems to be okay for now.
And he's on the field.
Yeah, that's good news. It wasn't a re-injury of the quad. It was tweaking of the ankle.
Third down 4 with a minute to go. 21-3. Florida has one timeout left. Tennessee a couple. Appleby tipped, incomplete.
Great coverage that time by the Tennessee defense.
That was Rashawn Calden who got the start today.
It was a good throw, but it was well covered. A contested, defended play. That's what you have to do. Make it a tough catch.
Johnny Townsend on the punt on fourth down. And Alvin Kamara, number 6, is the deep man. Fair catch. Called for and taken at the 10. Tomorrow on the season premiere of 60 Minutes, is the war on ISIS a world war? The King of Jordan says it is. Plus a frightening scenario about Russia and their nuclear weapons. Tomorrow, only CBS. At the 10, 2 timeouts to go. What do you think here?
Very, very safe, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
After he made a mistake to throw the interception, can you trust him to make a mistake down here? Unless they bust a big play, I think they'll keep it very, very safe.
That's Jalen Hurd, 35 seconds to go.
The hardest thing to do is play safe at home because the crowd boos. Listen.
That's 11 years of frustration.
That's right. 20 out of 26. Ask Peyton Manning.
And now it's time for Inside Access presented by AT&T, official sponsor of the SEC. Here's Allie with Jim McElroy.
Coach Austin Appleby in his first start as a Gator really showing off his arm out there. 4 plays of 20-plus yards. How did you set him up to have the success?
Well, I think the big thing is we knew we had to get some explosives. They did a good job of pinning us down here, and we had to change field position. Thought we did that pretty well, but at the end of the day, though, we're giving them 30 yards in stupid penalties, and we're not wrapping up on defense trying to grab at the ball, so we got a lot of work to do at half.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
You always look forward. One of the keys to this game, one of the themes was wrap up on defense. No missed tackles. You heard it right there.
And that is the end of the first half. Our score, Florida 21, Tennessee 3. Now let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. 21-3 at the half. Moments ago, Allie LaForce with Butch Jones.
Coach, with the 5 drop passes, the interception in the red zone, do you think your team was feeling the pressure of this game in that first half?
No, I don't think so. We just have to make plays, and it's about red zone efficiency. We're down in the red zone on the goal line, 3 opportunities to come away with 3 points, and you can't do that.
Football, a tale of 4 quarters, not just 1 half, 2 halves. What did you tell this team to motivate them that they can rally in the second half?
Well, again, we know we didn't play our best football, but that's why there's a second half, and we have to come out, obviously, big drive to start the second half, and you can't get it all back in one possession. You just have to keep grinding, and then you look at the scoreboard at the end of the game.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, they will get the ball to open the third quarter.
I thought it was a perfect message. I just hope his team listened to him. I thought it was a combination of a lot of things in that first half. A little bit tight, a few bad throws, a few drops, and they lost confidence. I think Tennessee has been moving the ball. My question is, can their defense stop Florida a couple times?
Here's the kick from Nero. Evan Berry comes up and grabs it. He will return it to the 20, to the 30. And there is a very positive start if you're a Tennessee Volunteer. Well, you alluded to the fact you think they're playing a little tight. How do you lose that?
Yeah, it was basically Rocky drop in the first half.
Yeah.
But not just the drops. I thought that kind of put him in a tailspin. And then also, Florida goes into the red zone 3 times and score. Tennessee goes into the red zone 3 times, 3 points. I think Butch was right. The combination of those two teams, and you lose your three of your 4 best defenders. It has to affect your defense.
On first down, sweep left.
As we talk about it again, we talk about the drops, but it was more than just the drops. You have to put some balls in front of receivers. And for a lot of these throws, he was only sacked once in the first half against a team that's leading the country in sacks. But a poor decision in the red zone there, a 4-down stop, and then on downs early in the game. But a couple of passes that I thought could have been better throws as well.
Second down. Dobbs with a pump. Whoa, he got it.
Catch.
Jawan Jennings, a little circus-like catch.
You can't make a better play than that. Someone on the team has to come up and make a play. And that time it was right over Alex Anzalone, the linebacker.
And Joey Ivy brought Dobbs down rudely.
Perfect.
Yes. They come left, go back right. Jalen Hurd with a carry.
Telling you, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Make it 11-point game instead of this. Different feel.
Butch Jones, 4th year. Here's Alex Anzalone. They love this young linebacker. 21-3. He and Jared Davis. 2 pretty good stout defenders. Dobbs. Jump ball, intercepted. It's Jalen Tabor, number 31.
Can't hang balls against this defense. You hang that ball, you have problems. Or did his arm get hit? Yes, maybe that's what it is. Let's see if his arm doesn't get hit, because the coverage is going to go away from the bottom down here. Man-to-man on the bottom. All of the coverage goes to the top, and that is his arm got hit as the ball fluttered out there. So give that one to the inside pass rush. Was it Brantley, 57, that got him? It was.
Yes. And the player is down at the 7-yard line.
I got my eyes on the secondary, but sometimes it's better to look at the pass rush.
(21-3), promising start comes to naught. Gary, take us through the game trends so far.
Well, you kind of backup quarterback who goes 10 for 16. You got a good chance to win a football game. Josh Dobbs, we kind of talked about the drops and the poor passes. And Florida, just with the big plays that McElwain told Allie at halftime, they've had some big plays.
Contact made at the line of scrimmage, and Jordan Scarlett, number 25, picks up maybe 2.
I think this is the 4th time in the game that Florida has started their possession inside the 10-yard line.
Well, Jalen Reeves-Maven is going to give it a go. He's back on the field fighting injuries. A remarkable young man. He's the personification of a student athlete. He's a graduate. He's taking 2 courses at UT. One on sub-Saharan politics and the other on the African diaspora. That's a long way from introduction to ballroom dancing.
Yes, that's happened before with 50-year seniors, haven't we?
Time called Florida. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Ford. Geico, the Home Depot, and by Taco Bell. Well, I'm sure he's taking a break from his postgraduate studies. The Vol Navy is part of the tradition here. And you're looking at coverage from the Goodyear blimp. For 60 years, Goodyear has provided aerial coverage of college football's greatest traditions and biggest rivalries. Just get in your boat and come on up to Tennessee River.
You know, Vern, we may come back here for Alabama.
Right.
And if we do, I think you and Nancy should go for the slide into the river.
You think?
Just like that right there. Why don't you do it? Last time.
And we'll take billboards over that. Yeah. Covered by the Goodyear blimp. I'd make a splash, I'll guarantee you that. Jordan Scarlett. Alabama, by the way, won today big over Nick Saban's alma mater. They beat Kent State at home 48-0. A couple of fairly significant games tonight. LSU at Auburn. Arkansas and A&M playing at Jerry World in Arlington. 3rd and 1. Left side. No. They'll force the punt.
And that time, Colton Jumper, who's subbing for Darren Kirkland, their great inside linebacker, Jumper right in the middle, avoids one block, gets in there on the hit late, and actually knocks it backwards on the play. I think he got a little help from somebody else. I don't know exactly. Was it Emmanuel Mosley?
Yes,
was
it
the other
was.
one? Yes, but he finished the play, and that's a huge stop for this Tennessee defense.
Alvin Kamara back to return the punt from Johnny Townsend on 4th and 1. High and deep. Kamara at the 24. 30. Missed tackle. 35. "56-yard punt, 10 on the return by Kamara. But it's still 21-3 Florida. 21-3 Florida. Gary, a week ago you began tracking what you call the fastball offense.
Right, and Butch Jones brought this kind of up-tempo fastball offense to Tennessee, but in the first half, he could never get on track. This is the first half plays and the first series of the second half. They ran 46 plays. First possessions have been 7, so they got 39 chances. There was either a penalty or substitution 21 times, so they had 18 opportunities to go fast. What did they do? No, they went slow. They only had 2 fastball plays. So the term hurry up, no huddle, sometimes it's huddle, no hurry up. And for this game, they have not had the confidence or maybe the success to get their fastball offense going. And that's why I like to refer it to the bottom. No huddle, sometimes hurry up.
And at the top, of course, I refer to it as
or no huddle, rarely hurry up in this part.
Dobbs, one-on-one out in the right flap. Jalen Hurd made the stop. Well, this it's not desperation time, but this Tennessee offense needs something positive. They thought they had it on the opening possession of this half, but then a second interception off the arm of Joshua Dobbs. Quarterback draw. It's going to be 3rd down. C.C. Jefferson, number 96.
Yeah, these are some of the emerging stars for this Florida defense. You know, Brantley and Cox are the guys that are big names, but C.C. Jefferson played a lot a year ago at defensive end. Now he's moved inside, playing what they call the 3 technique, and that is a blow-up position. John Bullard ran it a year ago for them. He make a lot of plays from that situation. See, again, since Tennessee substituted, they allow Florida to substitute.
And 3 guys ran off just before the snap. Inside slant pattern, that's good. Tyler Bird And that's a move the chain first down.
And again, getting the one-on-one coverage to the bottom of the screen. Bird gets inside, and it's the fastest, by the way. Bird is the fastest player on this Tennessee football team.
That's a gain of 13 and a first down just inside the 45-yard line. Blitz threatened. They dance back. And the keeper by Dobbs. Nice job of deception with the football. And a player down.
Interesting. And I think on this play, it was an opportunity that Tennessee was going to go fast on this play, and they're not able to do it. You see the mesh point. A lot of teams are now attacking that mesh point. They're not allowing the quarterback to read it. Laz, if you put on the tape of Texas A&M against Auburn, they just went right at the mesh point and blew it up.
The injured player is Florida's Duke Dawson. Duke Dawson, the injured player. Let's get more from Allie LaForce.
Duke Dawson feeling discomfort in his neck area. He's been stretching it ever since he came off the field. The athletic training staff giving him a nice massage around the neck area. He's trying to get it to feel comfortable enough to go back in this game.
It appeared, Allie, that he bumped heads with Brian Cox. And it is a second down. This, by the way, is the 28th play that Tennessee has run inside Florida territory.
Wow.
28. Dobbs got a man in the secondary. Jalen Hurd. And a flag flies after the tackle was made. And it came from a good distance away.
Well, this time that Tennessee offensive line finds the blocks. Good block on the outside to free him.
In the back. Offense number 25. That's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
That's Josh Smith. One of the things you talk about when you talk to the coordinators for Tennessee is we demand our receivers block. They just hope they do when it's straight on. There's
and
Josh.
That's Jalen Tabor down at the 6-yard line.
I think he's cramping as well. When you're the good key all the time is when they're gulping Gatorade or whatever they're drinking. Nerf. See if we can spot the penalty. Block in the back, it was called. Right over here. Yes, block in the back. He shoved him as well. He got Marcus May, and that's what sprung them. What am I supposed to say there?
Spring, sprang, and sprung.
He got it. He got him into the secondary.
Okay. By any means possible.
That's a good call. That was an easy call, by the way. Just have the feeling that Tennessee is starting to feel, ever since that catch by Juwan Jennings, 15. You know, it's the young players, Jennings and Bird, 15 and 10, that have kind of, jump-started this Tennessee offense.
Well, as we mentioned on social media, there's been some jawboning back and forth. Here's Jalen Tabor's quote. I feel like they really haven't played anybody of our caliber yet, so they've probably just kind of been slacking around.
Yeah. Well, to Jalen and the Florida DBs especially, when he says our caliber, he's probably referring to the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
They have a very high opinion of themselves. And why not?
Yeah. This is a defense that yielded 53 total yards to North Texas last week. By the way, the head ball coach is here with his wife, Jerry. And I saw Steve both before the game and at halftime. And before the game, he was walking around with a plate full of food. He said, it's a little bit different up here.
Yeah.
A little bit different up here. At halftime, he was complimenting the Gator offense with 2 third-down touchdowns. Nothing. Joshua Dobbs.
I'll tell you, the penetration by Caleb Brantley, he didn't make the tackle there, Vern, but the penetration of this front, they're playing a lot of guys. Joey Ivy's in there right now. You know, they just run through that front, and they don't care who's in the game.
Third down 3. From the corner, watch out. Dobbs shakes the tackle, fires it across the middle. It's caught. That's a first down, a clutch catch. And a pretty good throw, wasn't it?
Yeah, if he doesn't catch that one, he's got to just leave, because Josh Dobbs goes to his right, throws completely across his body, and drills him this time. That is a perfect throw to Jason Kroon.
And a first down, the ball at the 22-yard line. And there's a little verbal interaction out here on the corner. Leads to nothing.
Tennessee tried to go fast there, no success. Now they substitute, so they're in no hurry here.
Joseph Putu, number 35, has replaced Jalen Tabor. Here's the blitz. Dobbs back. He's got a man all by himself. Holy cow! Jalen Hurd, touchdown, Tennessee.
What a well-designed play. You got to believe that this is one they had all day in their pocket, and it was perfectly set up. A wheel route coming out of the backfield. Remember, Florida has a sub in the game, but this is as good as you can get. I just had that feeling. I said, it feels like Tennessee's feeling good about themselves again.
Aaron Medley for the extra point. Which is up and good.
Vern, I don't know what Duke Dawson, number 7, who had man-to-man coverage, was looking at. He had him all the way, and he never followed him.
Butch Jones likes it. 21-10. We welcome you back to Neyland Stadium. 95th birthday of this venerable facility. Now seating 102,000. Well, 102,001 with Smokey in attendance. And let's go back to the touchdown for Tennessee.
Florida plays man-to-man. When you're playing man-to-man, you got to keep your eyes on your guy. Do your job. Mesmerized to leave the number 1 guy. That is going to cost him. Good drive. The winning play of that drive by Josh Dobbs to throw across his body into the middle of the field to Jason Kroon to set up the touchdown. Now we got a ball game.
Dobbs started 1 of 8 in this ball game. Joshua Dobbs has now hit 11 of his last 18. That was a 9-play, 64-yard drive. Took 3:29.
Penalty, out of bounds.
Oh, boy.
Illegal kick out of bounds on the kicking team, number 25. Ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Now let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio for a Ford update.
Thank you, Vern, and who better than Andrew Ford to deliver that for UMass against Mississippi State. What a catch by Jalen Williams. UMass on top of Mississippi State right now, 21-20. As we send it back to you.
All right, Adam. 21-10 here. Ball at the 35. Appleby
dropped.
Incomplete. Jordan Cronkrite.
Perfect throw. You got the middle linebacker coming at you. Opportunity to make a miss. Put it on the ground.
This crowd is alive now. LaMichael Pirine is the running back. Nothing. Todd Kelly Jr., number 24.
Burns, Kelly gets the tackle, but watch inside. Penetration by Tuttle. Shy Tuttle, number 2. Remember the last time we saw him? Left the field with a broken leg. That type of penetration Florida's been doing all game. Now it looks like Tennessee is.
Third and 10.
Can Corey Vereen, number 50, or Barnett make a play? The 2 bookend defensive ends.
They rush 3 and drop 8. And there is a play at the 30-yard line, 4th down. Number 40, Demarion Mixon was the first one there.
Well, it started the last series. Remember, it was 3rd and less than a yard, and Tennessee gets a 3 and out. They score. Now, the defense comes back in, another 3 and out.
Johnny Townsend to punt. Alvin Kamara for the Volunteers at the 20-yard line.
And here's another penalty.
False start. Offense, number 26. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
As Ole Miss will attest, you don't win these games in half of football.
Line drive punt. Kamara at the 28. Oh, no flag. I thought we might get the much anticipated block in the back. The current SEC standings. Florida won its first game against Kentucky. Georgia loses badly today at Ole Miss. South Carolina 1-1. They get Kentucky tonight. There's Tennessee, first conference game. Missouri and Vanderbilt.
Another injury, another guy down. This one does not look like cramping, though, does it?
Mark Herndon on the special teams.
There's him right here.
Yep.
Looks like the shoulder of Kamara hit him right on the knee.
Well, he is up and walked off without assistance. First down and 10, Tennessee. Bad snap, loose ball, recovered by the Volunteers. Jalen Hurd got there first. Well, it wasn't a terrible snap. It was low, but I'm trying to defend the quarterback here.
Well, I mean, there's been some drop balls.
2nd down, 13. Right side, about 5. I'm not sure.
I think it was a little action between Putu, number 35, and the receiver out there.
Okay.
A little blocking downfield. Putu pushes him away. That Jennings is a tough football player. Remember him on the kickoff last year, coming down and making a play. High school quarterback really earns his playing time with tough football.
3rd down, 8. Dobbs incomplete, 4th down.
Well, this series probably was stalled by the very first play. And, you know, everything you would think after 2 straight 3-and-outs, Tennessee goes out there and smoothly starts out, but the first play just kind of self-destructed this drive. You know, Vern, this is the 19th time in the last 21 years this game has been on CBS. You know, we've done 9 out of our 11 years we've done this game. We've only missed 2012 and 2014.
And we've not yet seen Tennessee win.
That's what I was just going to say. I'm surprised they gave you anything.
Well, you know, I was around. Oh, goodness.
I was only here for half of it. You've been here for
a long
Not my
time.
fault.
Well, let's take a look at today's Quicken Loan Scholar athletes. Alex Anzalone already has his degree. Todd Kelly with a GPA of 3.33 and a double major in biochemistry and molecular biology. That's pretty admirable. Quicken Loan's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to Florida and Tennessee's General Scholarship Fund.
When is Florida going to go deep again?
Not on this play.
Don't you have to go deep?
Tackle. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think I got to test to see if they've improved their deep ball coverage. I do not believe that Justin Martin is in the game anymore, by the way. And one more point. Jalen Reeves-Maben started out, tried it for 2 plays in the second half, as Allie reported. He has not been in since.
Mark Thompson is the running back. 2nd down, 8. Test to middle, nothing there. It was Thompson, the running back, stopped by Danny O'Brien, number 95. And the Florida player limping off.
Yep. This time it did appear that the Tennessee defense timed up the snap well. They saw the guy going in motion from the outside, and they hit it full on.
Third down, 10. Appleby moving his players around. 3-man rush from the backside. Appleby tripped and taken down. Derek Barnett, number 9, beat his offensive line colleague and got around the corner.
Remember, this is the first road game for Florida. I really feel now the crowd is having an effect in this game. Tennessee is getting off on the snap. They have no effect with their snap count. And I question whether Tennessee's defense could get the stops. That's 3 straight 3-and-outs.
Townsend to punt for the 6th time. Kamara has moved up to the 35-yard line. This will chase him back to the 28. Nice return. All the way out to the 49. Well, let's go back to New York. Once again, here's Adam Zucker.
All right, Vern, Tennessee trying to turn it around the way Mississippi State just did. 2 touchdowns in 17 seconds. Jamoral Graham, 38 yards on the pick 6. They now lead 34-21 at UMass. Late 3rd quarter, guys.
I'm speechless. Ball at the 49. Dobbs, deep right side, man coverage, come back, got it. Josh Malone, huge play.
I'll tell you, without Jalen Tabor on the field now, they're going after the sub for Florida, Duke Dawson. Remember, Tennessee had their sub picked on, and now Dawson is getting picked on in this game.
That's a gain of 30 and a first down at the 20.
Well, they went fast and got nothing out of it again.
Not at all. Finally, the whistle blows. That's Tabor running back. He'd been in the huddle.
No, he'd been in the locker room.
In the locker room, I'm sorry.
And Duke Dawson goes, "Get out of here, man. You can't just take my spot. Can't make me look bad like that."
Second down, 9. 20.
Picked him off.
Get out of here. Dobbs into the end zone, man open, caught. Touchdown, Ethan Wolf, Tennessee.
Vern, what do we say? Keep playing, right? Just keep playing. When you put a man in motion, it forced Florida to bump out their coverage. And he had the matchup he wanted on the inside middle linebacker, Jared Davis, and a perfect throw with pressure in his face.
Aaron Medley for the extra point. Knocks that one down the middle.
Remember, Ethan Wolf dropped a couple early in this football game. This was the toughest catch he had all day. Little motion here, and then Wolf goes right down. He matches up on the middle linebacker. Watch it. Josh knew he was going to that seam the whole way. Gets pressure, perfect throw, and a wonderful catch. And watch Josh Dobbs step into this throw. Gets tall just as he releases it, takes the hit as he releases it, and throws a strike.
It was Kavanis Davis, number 95, who got right in his face as he let the ball go. Well, Rocky Top has never been sung louder today than right now.
Just keep playing. Just keep playing. That's what you got to do as a quarterback. You try not to look at the stats. 7 for 20. You just go out there and go, guys, just put something on the board, and things will change, and that's what they've done. Give half of this, though, to the Tennessee defense. 3 straight 3-and-outs.
Final minute, third quarter. And this one will go through the end zone. It was 21-3 at the half.
Butch Jones told Allie exactly the way you got to think. You're not going to get it all in one drive. And remember, we talked about Doug Nussmeier's first half. Well, Mike DeBoard has dialed up 2 touchdowns for his team in the second half. Never easy to win a game on the road. Never easy.
Jordan Scarlett is the running back. First down and 10. Blitz coming.
More penetration.
Derek Barnett, number 9.
Well, we asked Barnett to make a play in pass coverage. He pressured the last time, and watch him crash this time. Totally beats David Sharp inside and makes the play.
Loss of 1 second and 11. 34 seconds to go.
Bob Shoup, the new defensive coordinator for Tennessee, has to be proud. He has 3 of his best football players on the sideline, and they've just turned this game around in the second half.
Play action. Into the flat, caught. And the open field tackle is missed, but it slowed him down as DeAndre Gouldsby. Todd Kelly Jr., number 24. There he is.
One leap, but he's off balance enough, and Kelly finishes him off as they finish the third quarter.
Pretty good scene, don't you think? We'll return to Knoxville after this message and a word from your local station.
Now it's kicking in. Pure adrenaline. I'm too tired. Yeah. Pure adrenaline.
Neyland Stadium in an uproar as we begin the fourth. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our crew as we begin the fourth. It's 21-17. 3rd and 6. Derek Barnett.
That's what Tennessee has been waiting for Barnett, an elite athlete on the outside, to just go and he just sped rush right past David Sharp. Gets in a wide 9 technique, and he just made a beeline for the quarterback.
In the third quarter, the Gators had a total of 8 yards.
And that's the 4th consecutive 3-and-out.
Johnny Townsend, his 7th punt of the ball game. Fair catch called by Camaro. He waved it. Are they going to allow this?
I don't think so. I think it's going to come back.
Yeah, he waved and made a motion with his arm.
It's going to come back, I believe.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can see it. Oh, he stuck his hand up, and I think it's going to come back. Yes.
Yeah, it is. Little conversation. There's Camaro. Not sure what I don't think he was calling for a fair catch.
I think he was in between. He didn't know what to do. He did sing.
During the play, the receiver gave a fair catch signal and therefore ran after the ball. That's a delay of game. That's a 5-yard penalty from where the ball was dead. First down.
I would say that's one of the weaker fair catch signals I've seen.
I've learned something. Wave it off, put your hand up, they're going to call it.
Okay. 11 years hanging around. I listen.
Stop.
No. I listen. Keep playing.
Yep, keep playing. Well, let me tell you this. And at Florida, Jim McElwain is 10-0 when going into the fourth quarter. He has never lost. And Tennessee, the last 2 years, had the lead going into the fourth quarter and lost both games. Well, it's a little bit flipped here. It's anybody's football game. We do know that. What did I say about Florida? They're not going to move out of the way. You have to knock them out of the way. And Tennessee has been knocking them out of the way.
Speaking of knocking them out of the way, that was Caleb Brantley who took an unimpeded shot.
The defender made contact, 57 on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Dylan Wiseman was pushed down. And so it's first down 5. Quarter blitz. Dobbs. Ouch. 21-17. It was 21-3 at the break. Jordan Sherritt, number 17. Second down and 4. Both teams undefeated. 3-0. I think everybody around the country wondered about the strength of the opposition that both teams have played. And there's a run by Alvin Kamara. That's going to bring up a third down.
And they bring in Hurd for this third down play in the backfield. Well, the Tennessee defense got to stop in a situation right about this part of the field. Can Florida get a stop, or is that more physical Tennessee offensive line find another first down?
That is very close. Let's see what kind of spot.
Yeah, I think he's going to get it.
Jalen Hurd got. Yep, move the chain. First down.
Just enough. He's a big boy, Hurd. And he lathers up pretty well as the game goes on. He's usually pretty tough in the fourth quarter.
Dobbs hit as he lets it go. Man open. Caught. He's down the sidelines. It's Jawan Jennings. Touchdown, Tennessee. My goodness. "67 yards. Extra point coming. Aaron Medley. Watch and see, Gary, if Dobbs wasn't hit when he let this ball go.
I think he was. Just after he let the ball go, I think Tennessee might have given a stutter and go to Florida the way Florida had been doing it. And by the way, Jennings beat Jalen Tabor, their best corner.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Battle of unbeatens. And in the first drive of the game, touchdown pass, DeAndre Goolsby. 3 points and 3 red zone trips for Tennessee in the first half. Scarlett scored 21-0 at that point. And Joshua Dobbs had a really rough start. 1 of 8 and 2 interceptions total. You see the numbers have improved considerably. Here's one of the improvements. Out of the backfield, Jalen Hurd. Here's Dobbs hit. Beautiful catch by Ethan Wolf. And then, just a moment ago, Jawan Jennings juggled it, caught it, clearly stayed inside, inbounds, and strolled in for the touchdown from 67 yards out. And this place is buzzing.
The question for Tennessee was, all year, was Josh Dobbs a good enough passer? Yes, he is. He's struggled early, but he's now thrown for 277 yards against what most people consider the best secondary in college football.
3-point lead. And this one will come out.
I think Jawan Jennings ignited this football team in the second half with his first catch, but he's matched up right here against the best cover guy. A lot of people say he slipped and fell, but watch the good athletic play. He keeps his feet in bounds, a perfect throw, matched up one-on-one. He outmuscles and Tabor slips, and all of a sudden, Tennessee, who had the drops in the first half, are making the catches in the second half.
Ball marked at the 25 after the touchback. Appleby, see the comparison. Joshua Dobbs on fire in this second half of play. Now Appleby.
Purdue, how about that? Florida has had 4 possessions and 12 plays. That adds up to 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and 3 and out.
He's still alive. Heaves it. Intercepted. Picked off at the 40-yard line by Todd Kelly Jr., one of our 2 scholar athletes for the day.
He scrambled, he scrambled, he scrambled. He was off balance. He's trying to find where people are, and when he tries to refocus, he just doesn't do it. Always dangerous to think you got a receiver wide open because those defenders have their eyes on you, and they make up a lot of territory.
Well, at the line now, Tennessee trying to break an 11-game losing streak, and they have a 3-point lead. Rush comes. Well, Todd Kelly had a chance to meet him in the hallway yesterday. You know he's a scholar athlete. He's wearing number 24 now. He wore number 6 until this year, and he changed to honor this young man, Xavion Dobson, who was killed by gangs. He was a football player at Fulton High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. Kelly knew his story and wanted to honor him, so he's now wearing number 24 in his behalf. Dobbs. Well, that hit one of the defenders in the back of the leg. And for more, let's go down to Allie LaForce.
Vern, Todd Kelly Jr. told me that both Xavion's brother and his mother called him, texted him when they found out that he was paying tribute to their fallen son, and they were so thankful. He also told me that Xavion's brother Zach is a senior football player for Fulton High School. He also wears number 24, and the 2 times that Kelly has made the trip to watch him play, he has scored a touchdown in each game. It's a beautiful story.
It is. 3rd down 10.
Jared Davis coming off the edge right here.
Dobbs hit again. He's got it. This is Malone. And he scores for the 4th consecutive game. This one from 42 yards out. Wow.
Vern. Give credit to a great design to Mike DeBord now. We talked about Nussmeier in the first half. Watch the design of this play. Coming out of the backfield, he runs a slant. Very difficult to do.
And there's a flag. Celebration, perhaps? Don't know. I should have learned by now. Just wait and find out.
There is no foul on the play. There is no foul on the play. Touchdown.
Aaron Medley for the extra point. Talk about your turnarounds.
You want to see good coaching? You put a receiver in the backfield. He's right here. He comes out and then he slants across. They know Florida loves to play bump and run. They isolate him off. They get him to the outside technique. Duke Dawson is way out of position. An easy touchdown. That is great coaching. And by the way, that ball was not thrown behind. That's how you got to throw them when you want touchdowns.
Joshua Dobbs. It seems a long time ago that he started out 1 for 8 for 12 yards. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by AT&T, Aflac, Bud Light, and by Chick-fil-A. It is a simply gorgeous late September afternoon, and our aerial coverage today provided by Goodyear for 60 years. Goodyear has provided aerial coverage of college football's greatest traditions and biggest rivalries. Here's the kick. Bobbled. Take a knee. 31-21. Joshua Dobbs. Now 50% for 319 yards, 4 touchdowns. Both of those are career highs. However, 11 minutes and 46 seconds to go. That's a Tennessee coaching booth adjacent to us. There's been noise made in there in this second half. First down and 10. Play action. Appleby chased. He's got a man open at the 30-yard line. That's DeAndre Goldsby.
After last season, Butch Jones made a change. He hired Bob Shoop as his defensive coordinator. Bob has been in this league before. He was at Vandy, and the defensive coordinator when Vandy beat Florida to stop the 22 straight loss streak that Vandy had against Florida. He said he was hired to beat Florida. Could he stop this streak too?
Nothing doing on that one. It'll be third down. Jordan Cronkrite. There's Corey Vereen with the tackle then.
And all he's done as that defense for Tennessee is get 4 3-and-outs and turnover on first down. He's pitched a perfect game in the second half as his defense.
Third down 4. Callaway wide right. 3 receivers to the left. Got him short of the first down. Keontae Lewis. It'll be fourth down. Todd Kelly, number 24.
I love sports so much. It's just how you just gotta hang in there, play tough. Remember how Tennessee got booed when they left the field at halftime?
Yep.
Nobody believed, but those guys in that locker room at halftime, not one person in this stadium believed.
Now we've got a huddle continuing.
Just remember, this Florida team was down 13 points last year with less than 7 minutes to go. 2 years ago, they trailed by 9 in the fourth quarter. If I remember it, I bet everybody else here does too.
After the play was over, personal foul, throwing a punch on the offense, number 4. Number 4 is disqualified himself from the game.
That's Brandon Powell.
15-yard penalty, fourth down.
Throwing a punch.
Yep. And I believe it will cost him the first half of next week's game as well. We did talk about Brandon Powell earlier. He was such a big part of last year's game. He's been nothing in this game. Maybe his frustrations kind of spilled over into that punch. He wanted the football. Yeah, he is mad that he has not been targeted in this game. Not one target, not one reception, not one rush. Makes the stat sheet with a penalty.
Johnny Townsend to punt. Alvin Kamara deep. This is the 8th punt for Townsend in the ball game. Kamara comes up, grabs it at the 37, and gets out near midfield. Marcus May with the tackle. And that is Brian Powell, who's heading for the locker room. 31-21. It was 21-3 Florida at the half. Well, we invite you to take a look at the Phantom Punch.
God, I want to apologize to Brandon Powell, okay? This is ridiculous. What do we got, a soccer game going on here? 2 guys, watch Golden, number 7 for Tennessee, fake this. Ridiculous. He stuck his arm out. Could have just, all right, give him 15 yards. I think actually the office, Birmingham office will rescind his expulsion for next week and he will play. He stuck his hand out. Maybe he gets 15 yards, but he did not punch him. And Golden just took a dive.
I know Greg Louganis.
I don't.
I do. I recognize a dive when I see one.
Ridiculous.
And he would have
that in our game.
That was, to use the term, ludicrous. Wow. First down and 10.
I don't understand. I'm going to have to get...
First down 10. 31-21, just over 10 minutes to go. Dobbs takes off one man to beat, and he can't beat that man, but he's got a first down. Marcus May, the surest tackler on this team, stops Joshua Dobbs, but he gained 22 yards.
Vern, when we did our open, which we did last year's open, I said Josh Dobbs has to be a difference. Last year he put 277 yards up running and passing. Today he's going to top that. He's already thrown for over 300 and rushed. He can rush for close to 100. He's at 71 already.
In this half, Tennessee with 291 yards.
I often wondered, when would Josh Dobbs take the next step?
He still got it. Looks for help. Oh, brother.
And the question was, when will Josh Dobbs take that step like Dak Prescott did, where he carried the team? If he could play like this the rest of the year, Tennessee, if they can get over this hurdle of this game, boy, they are a real threat to get to Atlanta now.
9:09 to go. Second down, 6. Low snap. Broken tackle at the 10. It's Jalen Hurd, and the pile keeps going south.
Runs through an arm tackle up front by Joey Ivy. Another one by Tabor, who can't bring him down. And then this play, I think college football has to think about. When do you blow the whistle for safety purposes? All the pushing and shoving. That's a new rule that they've allowed, and I think they really need to re-examine. Forward progress should have been called maybe 2 or 3 seconds earlier.
Player down at the 5 or 6 yard line. Looks like C.C. Jefferson is the injured player for the Gators. 19-yard gain, time called. Our SEC on CBS crew will move into Athens for next week's game, Tennessee at Georgia, 3:30 Eastern time. It'll all begin with the Autotrader.com show, but that will be preceded by a Jeep College football special. Who knew? 2:30 Eastern time. .8:38 to go. First down and goal, Tennessee. It seems an eon ago that they trailed at the half 21-3.
You have more points in the first half than you have yards in the second half for Florida. Anybody can finish my sentence there. I asked the question, remember at the start, I said, I think Tennessee will move the ball on offense. The question was, could they stop the Florida offense? And the Tennessee defense has answered.
Dobbs driving for the end zone. Touchdown!
Well, they're starting to call the running plays for Dobbs now. And there's no doubt that once, I believe, there were a couple of key catches in this game. The defense made the plays, but that catch early in the second half by Jawan Jennings, I think just really picked up this football team.
Aaron Medley for the extra point. It is up and good. And this is 35 unanswered points by the Volunteers, trying to end an 11-game losing streak. 38-21 with 8:27 to go. Josh Dobbs has forced these guys to do a lot of push-ups.
Unbelievable.
Just keep playing. I'm telling you that.
5 3-and-outs for Florida in the second half and a one-play interception. They've had 16 total plays. Not one first down in the second half for Florida.
This one, well, they decide to run it out, does LaMichael Pirine, and that was a mistake. Gary, you talked about 3 huge Tennessee plays.
I think Jawan Jennings' catch when he jumped over Anzalone right here early. Remember all the drops? I think that play everybody said, all right, I'm catching the ball. Great catch by Ethan Wolf. And then Jawan Jennings, a juggling one-handed catch down the sideline. Tennessee team stopped feeling sorry for themselves with the drops. After that catch by Jennings, I think this team started looking at himself and goes, let's beat them.
28 points in the last 7:32. The last victory for Tennessee over Florida occurred in 2004 here. And this ball is thrown away. Flag is down.
For the snap, false start. Offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Man, this is the genius. Can't call a first down in the second half. What a change. Also, just don't understand why they have not gone deep at all. It may be a little too late now, but they have not even tried to go deep in the second half.
Well, they're down by 17 with 8:20 to go. Here's Appleby. And out to the 22-yard line.
Just one last point here. As you said, keep playing, right, Vern? Remember, the opening drive of the second half by Tennessee was an interception by Dobbs.
Appleby, right side. And that is going to be enough for the first Florida first down in the second half. DeAndre Goolsby. Florida has 2 timeouts remaining. 7:36 to go in the game. Appleby has to pull up, hit as he lets it go. Incomplete. That was Rashawn Golden.
Well, Golden is replaced and played more in the second half. Looks like Justin Martin, the guy that got beat, is the one that is really losing the playing time.
2nd and 10, 7:26 to go. Appleby, screen, beautiful tackle. Cortez McDowell, number 20.
You know who else has also been playing in this game is Balin Buchanan, the freshman player. He's seeing more playing time, number 28, as Bob Shoop has shaken up his secondary because of the deep balls in the first half.
Third down, 11. 6:53 to go. Three-man rush. Appleby escapes the tackle, pulls up, fires it out. It's caught. Good for the first down at the 43-yard line by Freddie Swain, number 16.
Well, there was just enough pressure with the three-man rush that forced Appleby to get out of the pocket, but this time he found somebody a little more open.
6:34 to go. 4 down for Tennessee. They bring all 4. Appleby lets it go, and then kaboom! Colton Jumper, number 53, on Jordan Scarlett.
Colton Jumper was a starting middle linebacker a year ago until Darren Kirkland replaced him as the season wore on. And when you talk to the Tennessee people, they feel that he's really improved his game, and they don't think he's Kirkland, but they think he's a good enough player to be an SEC middle linebacker.
Second down, 9. Appleby. Is that caught? Yes. Josh Hammond. Heck of a catch.
Right now, the Tennessee secondary is conceding some of the shorter passes. You can see it, Buchanan right there. He was not going to bite on anything. He was looking for the double move. I think the instructions by the secondary coach, Willie Martinez, was if they're going to beat us on a double move, you might find yourself on the bench.
I'm not sure what Butch Jones is arguing about.
The spot?
I don't know. He's out. He was in the face.
I don't think he liked the spot there.
Of Matt Leffler, the referee. That must have had to do with the spot.
Catches the ball. Knee goes down short of the first down. Probably about a yard short of the first down.
Well, last time Tennessee won was in 2004. James Wilhoit had missed an extra point with 3.5 to go, and then he got a chance for a second opportunity, and he canned it from 50 yards. That was in 2004. Third down, 1.
Just to tell you how long ago 2004 was.
Yeah.
Nick Saban was at LSU, and Urban Meyer was at Utah.
And where were you?
On my way here.
Perfect answer. Third and 1. No, this is not the most smooth sequence.
All offseason, I talked about, I believed, that Tennessee needed to win a tough, hard-fought game against Florida to start to turn the ship around. I think this is exactly what they needed. Remember, this has happened before to Tennessee. You know, you win a big game against Florida, and things could turn. They are now, I think, the team to beat in the East. They've got a tough stretch here, real tough stretch. But if they could go 3-1, and the loss be into either A&M or Alabama, because look, they got a 2-game lead over Florida now if they can finish off this game.
Appleby back, goes across the middle, it's dropped. We'll take a look at their schedule. They are at Georgia next week, and that at Texas A&M, and then Alabama here. So this is the bulk of their season. And if they can get by this one, and they're not that far away, 5:21 to go. They have won 9 games in succession going through last year. So they're trying to make it 10 in a row. That's the 3rd longest streak in college football. Here comes the blitz. Appleby behind the receiver, but he makes the catch. C.J. Wharton. Taint over.
Never. Curl route. Finally, a throw at the face mask. Takes it in there.
Gain of 21, first down and 10. Appleby toward the end zone, incomplete. Ciante Lewis, number 80. Todd Kelly, number 24.
Rides up in the pocket, makes a decent throw, just off the fingertips. You know who also has been, we talked about Powell being very quiet in this game. You know, in the second half, Antonio Callaway.
Right.
Nothing.
There he is. Second down and 10. Boom. Emmanuel Mosley, number 12, on DeAndre Goolsby.
I think you saw the result of a lot of targeting calls that he did not take the kill shot.
Incomplete.
Good clean football there by Mosley.
Flag.
Did they have 12 men on the field? Their defense looked a little odd.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 12 men in the formation. That's a 5-yard penalty. Third down.
I don't know if they got off the field that time. I think their 12th guy did not quite get to the bench.
So the penalty is walked off. 3rd and 1. Callaway near side. Appleby back, pumps, goes in the right corner, overthrown. Intended for Goolsby. And it's 4th and 1.
You need 3 scorers. Do you take a field goal here? It's 4th and so short. I think I go for it.
Yep.
If it was 4th and 5, I might kick the field goal.
4th and 1. Up the middle, they've got the first down plus as Jordan Cronkrite made the tackle.
Well, the Florida fans right now are saying, where was that earlier on that first 3rd and short of the half when they couldn't stay on the field?
Into the right corner again. Beautiful pass.
Colton Jumper did a great job staying with that play. Coming out of the backfield, Cronkrite has matched up with the middle linebacker. Watch Colton, number 53, stay with it. Gets his hand in there and then does it again. Tremendous play by Jumper.
.422 to go. 2nd and goal. Left side. Open. Touchdown. Freddie Swain. Well, now it's not so noisy.
Yeah, and you got to kick the extra point here, make this a 10-point football game. So you get the slot, one-on-one, gets it into the corner of the end zone. Easy throw, a lot of checkerboard to throw to the outside right there. And that was a pretty easy pitch and catch. So still a football game.
Eddie Pinheiro to make it a 10-point game, which he does easily.
I think right now you got to kick it down deep if you're Florida. Get a stop.
4:17 to go in regulation. 10-point margin. Your weekend starts here when the Miami Dolphins battle the Cincinnati Bengals. Thursday Night Football on NFL Network. Well, a 16-play drive, 86 yards. It did take 4:10, but they've cut it to a 10-point margin.
Yeah, it took 4:10, but it also took 5 previous series. That's the key part of it. Remember now, whether they go for an onside kick, they have 2 timeouts left. I still think you can kick this deep or pooch it to the open area.
Well, they've got Jorge Powell on, who was not the...
A lot of space to the back side back here that you could pooch that over their head.
And there it is. And Tennessee has recovered at the 45. Todd Kelly Jr.
Well, I wouldn't have done it there. I would have tried to get one stop with my defense and save the onside kick for later. Played very well here. He trapped it. Perfect.
And most significantly, he fell on it.
Yes.
Jim McElwain, second-year head coach, Florida. Had a marvelous year a year ago, though they did lose their last 3. And here is Tennessee, last win in this series, 2004. Still trying to end an 11-game losing streak. There's a nice start to this drive. Jalen Hurd. Second and 5.
Take all the time now.
You betcha.
This is slow football. Under 5.
Not much there.
And Florida's going to take a timeout here, and a smart timeout.
Well, the only game in this series to go to overtime was back in 1998. Jeff Hall put Tennessee in front 20-17 in the extra period with a 41-yard field goal. The Gators' Collins Cooper missed on a 32-yard attempt to extend the game, and Tennessee fans rushed the field, and they took the goalposts with them.
And Vernon, the reason I wanted to show that is what happened there. Those were the 4 years after Peyton Manning. They had 4 straight years. They had lost all the frustration. The year after, T. Martin wins that game. And what does Tennessee do? They go on and win the national championship. Could this victory, springing this win against Florida, move this team in a chance to win the SEC championship? And if you win the SEC championship, you have a chance to get in the playoffs.
You bet. 38-28, 3rd and 5. And don't forget, we'll have the Napa play of the game.
Game not over yet. Let's remember, still 3rd and 5.
Florida has 1 timeout remaining.
You've seen quick touchdowns before, haven't we?
Haven't we, though? They try to sweep right side. It's going to be 4th down.
Timeout.
That's the last.
And remember, Florida has a 55-yard plus field goal kicker, so still a football game.
CBS.
If I was Tennessee, well, they're going to punt it. I'd try to draw them off sides. Maybe they've got some type of a punt. It's 4th and 4.
Right.
Florida has no timeouts. I would try to draw them off sides first. Who cares if you get a 5-yard penalty?
Yep. Well, here's your essential high kick. Fair catch called by Callaway. What is he doing?
What are you doing?
What in the world? He just called a fair catch at the 1-yard line.
Well, he's 50% better than he was last time.
There is a flag.
If it's on Tennessee.
There is no foul on the play for leaping. The player went between the 2 players. It's 1st down for Florida at that spot.
I mean, last time he did this, He dropped it. This time he caught it, but that's the second one in the game. Almost, I've never seen that tight like that.
That's worth a very quiet wow.
Well,
38-28.
Why don't they try that curl pass where he goes all the way?
3:10 to go. Gators are out of timeouts. See if Cronkite is in the game. Quick flip, tipped, incomplete. Derek Barnett, who's had a very, very good game.
He goes about 6'5", close to 285 pounds, and he's got a speed rush to the outside. He's one of the great defensive ends from this conference. Myles Garrett, Jonathan Allen. I mean, they've got some good ones in this conference.
2nd and 10. Cornerbacks up to defend with bump and run. Flag.
Derek Barnett took a timeout there.
First charge timeout, Tennessee. That's a 30-second timeout.
38-28. 3:07 to go. Most of those who came at the start of the game have remained. This place is still almost full. Stay tuned for the Jeep postgame show coming up after our game. Second half, total yards. And 86 of those Florida yards came on their touchdown drive. Jordan Cronkite is in the backfield. He'll block. Appleby heaves it down the right side. Incomplete.
Boy, I'll tell you, Tennessee was very aggressive there. A year ago, they played off in 3-man rush, 8-man zone. This time they went man-to-man and brought all 4 people. Watch back end. They're covering up and matching up. Man-to-man all over the field.
3rd and 10. Caught short, 6-yard line. Ciante Lewis.
Got to go for it. Got no choice.
Micah Abernathy made the tackle.
Good tackle by Abernathy.
He had 3 fumble recoveries, by the way, in the game against Virginia Tech. Mark Shoup with the orange Tennessee cap on.
Yep, Bob Shoup right there.
Barb Shoup.
Yep.
Thank you.
He's going to be, he said he was hired to beat Florida. If he stops him here.
4th and 5. Appleby gets loose, lets it go. It's incomplete.
Aggressive defense. They bring 4 again, force Appleby out. It's batted down, and the streak is over. Remember, Bob Shoup and a half right there. Bob Shoup, he ended it for Vanderbilt, and now he's ended it for Tennessee. He said, I was hired for this job.
Colton Jumper.
The only way Tennessee can lose is turning it over here. They need to be very careful.
It's Hurd going left, and he'll be tackled, gang tackled. And the clock shows 2:09 to go.
Yeah, you almost have to think about taking a knee here. The only thing that can go bad is a turnover.
Well, the streak, barring that, is complete. Over. I don't know why. You're old enough, I know. Do you remember in the 70s, the sport of choice was streaking?
Yep.
Guys would run onto football fields or across the academy stages.
Taking the knee right here.
Yeah, and they called it streaking. Well, I don't know how this came up last night at dinner, but Noah Spangler, our production supervisor, said to me, "Did you ever know Walter Cronkite?" And I said, yes, I had met him a couple of times. He said, "Did you know that in the mid-'70s on the evening news with Walter Cronkite, he referred to Knoxville, Tennessee as the American capital of streaking." My mind works in strange ways.
Well, right now the streaking is over.
That's what I meant. But it's why I was so careful with Cronkite.
"12 men in the huddle, they're going to get a penalty."
12 men in the formation on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down. The clock, by rule, will start on the snap.
Notice the blue security people in front of the end zone at either end.
Well, they better be strong.
Yeah.
Butch Jones has done it. He's won more games every year, but with this win, I really believe, as you look at Dave Hart right behind him, the athletic director, this brings Tennessee back to relevance. You know, Vern, I always thought that, maybe Tennessee was looking at those games as preseason games because the season started today.
Right. 45 seconds to go. Fourth and goal. Butch Jones, Central Michigan, Cincinnati, 4th year here. Graduate of Ferris State in 1990.
He'll take a timeout with 1 second to go. What a job he's done. When he came here, they did not match up talent-wise. The last 2 years, they did, but they lost. Of work to get to this point right here.
Where's Mike? What do you want, Mike?
Right deuce. Right deuce pistol. Every end. Right deuce pistol. Accurate field.
Vern, we talk about the tough games that they've coming up. They do have a tough stretch, but if they can get through there, remember they finish off very softly. South Carolina, Tennessee Tech, Kentucky, Missouri, Vandy. The toughest part of their schedule is always at the beginning.
And this is game 1, and this is Hurd down to the 1-yard line. It's over. The streak has ended. Let's go down to Allie LaForce with Butch Jones.
Coach, the streak is finally over after 11 long years. years of waiting, what did you tell this team at halftime to ignite the show we just saw in that second half?
Just one play at a time. We didn't play our best football the first half. We all knew that. It was all on us. And the players, I can't say enough about them. I love them. They knew they were disappointed. And we came out and played a great second half. It gets us to 4-0.
You told me this week.
And that duck is pulling that truck, baby.
That's right. You told me this week referencing that. If your game is loud, you don't have to say anything.
I tell you, our receivers stepped up, Josh, our throw game, when we needed the big plays, and we knew we just needed one momentum play to get this great crowd into it. And what an environment, what an atmosphere.
Coach, congratulations. Josh, what a second half you put on. After starting 1 for 8 today, you set career records in yards and touchdowns. What got into you?
Well, I mean, we were hurting ourselves at the beginning of the game. We weren't catching balls. My ball location wasn't great. So we went at halftime, talked to the receiver, said, I'm going to put the ball there, just go out and make plays. And that's what we did in the second half.
You're a senior. This is the last time that you would have had the chance to play Florida. You come away with a win. Is it everything you thought it would be?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What will you tell your teammates as you go celebrate?
4-0, and let's keep it going. Let's keep that duck pulling that truck.
Congratulations, Josh. 2 duck pulling the truck references, Vernon Gary.
Yeah, I think they got the message.
They will. That'll be their theme the rest of the year. Absolutely. They'll steal it. You know what's kind of funny is when the coaches and the players so no, we're not thinking about the streak. Believe me, they're thinking about ending the streak now.
Look who's leading the band. I am reminded, I go back a long ways in this conference. At the end of the 2001 season, Philip Fulmer took Tennessee down to Florida, and they beat them 34-32, and Casey Clausen climbed the ladder and led the Tennessee band in Rocky Top.
That's his son right there, Butch's son on the team.
Backup holder. And now the alma mater. What can you possibly not love about this sport? And it is now time for the play of the game, presented by Napa Auto Parts. This is the touchdown catch that gave Tennessee the lead they never relinquished.
A deep ball stutter against Florida's best defensive back, Jawan Jennings, who started it with the great catch over Anzalone, put him in the lead that they never relinquished.
And let's hear the call from Tennessee broadcaster Bob Kesselin.
21-17 Gators. Dobbs back to throw. Fires. Man wide open. Jawan Jennings bobbles it. Stays in bound down the sideline to the 20, to the 10, all the way to the checkerboard. touchdown, Tennessee. What a grab by Jawan Jennings. 67 yards. Dobbs right on target.
Well, we're back live.
I'm thinking that Cam Sutton, and Butch talked so much about what a great leader Cam Sutton was, showing up all week and giving confidence to his players.
38-28. You see the lineup for tonight on CBS. It was 21-3 Florida at the half. I'll bet you anything that is Cam Sutton. So for Gary Danielson and Allie LaForce, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Knoxville. The final score, 38-28. The Jeep postgame show is up next after these messages.